cool. Would you believe that? Yeah, it was supposed to be hot. Now it's getting chilly. That's where we live. How you guys doing today? I hope everybody's good. We're back here at 6:51 p.m. And I'm back. You know what? There has been something on the Real World viewer's mind, and I think you can see what it is. I just want to discuss this. That's all. I just wanted to jump in, guys, real quick and just discuss this. You know the per usual deal here before we get started to go anywhere with the video. I've been demonetized on my channel for about 4 years now, or long, 4 years. If you want to help the channel, just help me keep live streaming and pay some bills to keep streaming. Just donate to my Cash App, brings you with a Z. The link is on my channel page. Just see me by my logo. You know you're donating to me. So thank you. So we are going to talk about a mad mind or a madman. Well, I want to play, what I'm playing is a Regal interview. This is William Regal. It's a co-worker of Chris Benoit. So he's going to be, there's a transcript here. So I'm going to lower it a little bit while he maybe talks over it. So turn up a little bit. What's interesting is this was just released like today. It's crazy. It's an interview with William Regal, a co-worker, Chris Benoit. Waiting to see. Alright, let's pause it there, but I want to say here, he starts, right off the bat, he says, so he knows, now, there's a thing about Chris Benoit, everyone, there's a big tribute show. Now, yours truly, the Real World Reviewer, was a big wrestling fan. He had a dad who was a big wrestling fan, and, yeah, I was a big wrestling fan. Anyways, so, yeah, I think that's even relevant. So me and my wife would not have Chris around. So me and my wife would not have Chris anywhere near my house. So although we lived in the same town, eventually Chris moved to 6 miles away from where I lived once he was with Nancy. Chris knew that he was not allowed near my house. So any of our social life ended then. It had ended before, really. Because he used to knock around with the 90s, right? He's saying around 90s together in WWE all the time, and together was at work. But after the incident, when Chris left with Nancy, my wife banned him from the house. And Chris understood that that was just the way it was, so we had no contact at all, except for at work. And I never traveled with Chris. I stopped traveling with him in the 90s. We just weren't compatible as traveling partners. We got on good together, but we didn't travel together. Because sometimes you have to find a compatible traveling partner. I didn't travel with him, so he knew that we were... All right, so he doesn't travel with Chris. I wonder what happened, why he didn't travel with Chris. Anyways, so... Wow, he doesn't travel with Chris. I don't blame him, right? There is this interview, right? So what got me going about it was the interview. I didn't know Chris Benoit's tooth was knocked out as a kid by his pet Rottweiler. I thought his tooth was knocked out. Thanks for the love. Yes, we're talking Chris Benoit in the mindset here. Thank you. Right? Let's discuss it. Thanks for the like. You guys get me so happy. I'm telling you. How could you do that? You guys are amazing. Yes, thank you for coming. Love it. Love it. Yes, we're talking Chris Benoit, anything and everything. Now listen, thank you so much for the love and the reactions. I love it. I love reacting to the reactions, Why don't we react to the reactions, right? Yes, you're making me keep smiling. Don't do that. You're gonna make me more wrinkle up, everybody. Stop. Whoever's doing that, you better knock it off now, you. Wow, you're really blowing it up on me. You are, whoever that is, you are so, it should be an anonymous Valentine, that is like the best Valentine ever. Thank you for the hearts. I'm just watching the hearts go, guys. Could you believe watching hearts would be so cool? Thank you. I love you too. Whoever that is, I love you too. I really do. The real viewer loves you. I know. I love it. Yeah. I know what love it is. I'm sorry, guys. You could tell I'm a very lonely person. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm laughing like a weirdo. I'm a lonely person. I'm having too much fun on these live streams. Join us. You can see how much fun I have just out of a reaction. But thank you so much. Thank you for the like too, guys, coming in. Whoever you are, it's all right. If you don't like, guys, thank you. But yes, thank you for the reaction. Woo! So, but I didn't know you lost a tooth, everyone. No, my teeth are jacked, but I still have them all. You know what I mean? That's the thing about my teeth. It's like, yeah, I got some jacked up grill, but I tell you, I got some good breath and I got some fresh teeth. And they, yeah, I do. And they are very, I don't remember cavities, everyone. I'm not missing anything. They're all there. They might not look straight, but damn, they probably look, smell better than the next ones. It's all about how the smell is, baby, not the look. And the dude has nice teeth. His breasts stink like ass. Yeah, you're not reacting with the love, right? You're gonna be, yeah, you're gonna view it, right? Good breath. Yes, it doesn't look good, everyone, but it's good, trust me. You know good things come out of my mouth, guys. Just imagine how it tastes. All right, thank you for the likes. Dude, that is awesome. Damn, you're getting me in a good mood. I'm supposed to be all depressed over here with Chris Benoit stuff, you know? But I find it the most intriguing. Thank you, wherever you are. You know it. I love you. Whoever, you know, Chris Benoit, guys, because there's Regal leaves a review. Mr. Mojo Rising, I was conceived in the Porta John at Toyotathon 97. Really? That sounded good. Yo, what is that? I would love to be there. What is that? That is like a form of Woodstock or something. Why wasn't I there in 97? I did own a Toyota. My father owned a Toyota Corolla. Why am I not there with you, sir? Thank you, Mr. Mojo. The mojo is rising, sir. Thank you. That was pretty cool, guys. Look at what you get to hear in here. That's pretty nifty. Thanks for the 2 likes. Appreciate you. The 2 likers. I'm gonna shout out the likers. I'm gonna shout out to the chatters. That's for sure. But if you're a random reviewer, loving and just chilling, I shout out to you too. So you know I'm watching you. I know you're watching. So let's go. So Benoit, I didn't know he lost a tooth, guys. I really, if you know my channel, I have already 2 videos. I want to have many more, Chris Benoit, honestly, in this whole situation. But there is a very long crime scene photos. I have the photos here, and there's a great YouTube video up about they just, I don't know what allows this person to be able to take police evidence that's released to the public, and then he gets to have the photos and get monetized off them, and we got to go to his channel. And if we put them on our channel, guys, we're getting copyrighted. It's the cop stuff, right, isn't it? Or is it the public stuff? Why does he get to do it? So anyways, that's wrong. I don't understand that method. They're legal. They have it legally. I don't get it, guys. It's public, related to the public. Aren't we the public? Why can't I show it? So I could show stills, apparently, but I can't show somebody's little put-together edited video, because that's what happened in my video, guys. But I went long, guys, on that video. Check it out. 6 hours. I go through the crime scene. I'm going to tell you how. I tell you how he does it. Thanks for the 4 likes. I tell you how he executes this plan and how it's carried out. Because through... See, everybody thinks this is you know, guys, they think it's a mess. They think it's a mess. It is a mess. It's an investigator's mess. It's their nightmare. It's the worst fucking nightmare. It's your family's worst nightmare. This guy... guys, you know, we tell stories on this channel. The Real Reviewer tells you a lot of stories, right? You tell me stories. And I bet you have life stories that are pretty damn, right? Interesting. Yes. Or crazy or sad or evil. Really. Or unbelievable. This shit right here, guys, never saw it coming. You know, and that's apparently to everybody else in the WWE, guys. That is my point. Chavo Guerrero, best friend, Eddie Guerrero, rest in peace. He died before this, 2 years before. They're saying a lot of triggers, right? They're saying a lot of explosive elements here. But these wrestlers, William Regal, okay? Now listen, everybody, my dad was a huge wrestling fan. He put this shit on with that. Now, during the 2000 era here, I wasn't really high on wrestling at the time because I was busy doing other things. Yeah, honestly, I was busy doing other shit, so I really didn't care about it as much anymore. But this came on the news, and I was into the news. And Benoit, I could not, like everyone else, okay? But apparently... it got the wrestlers so much so, right, that they're going on saying he's a great guy. But except for William Regal here, he's acting different. And everybody points this out, and they still point it out today. This interview came out where Regal finally talks about it. He talks about it once and never talking about it again. I don't blame him, whatever. You just want to, you know, people want to know, you know, how come your wife, you know, didn't want him in the house. So William Regal's wife is a fellow co-worker of Chris Benoit, traveled with him, as we just heard a little bit there in the transcript. And plenty of other wrestlers traveled with Chris Benoit and practically live with this person, okay? And the wrestling business is a very close-knit business, everyone. Very close-knit. This should have buried the wrestling business. You thought Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon and the steroids trial was going to bury Vince. You're out of your fucking mind there. I wasn't even, you know, of course it's not going to bury him. You ain't going to bury Vince that easy. But Chris Benoit burying his whole family on the familiar side and himself. Literally, guys, you want to talk about how I use the word self-destruction in these cases that end up doing that? This is the perfect case to say that. This man, is he a man? I don't know what this person is. He was maybe he never was a man, guys. Maybe people are not born. Maybe they're just like born men. You have to become a man, I heard. You have to learn how to become a man. Thanks for the 5 likes. Thank you for liking what I do. I appreciate you. I like you because I like you because you liked me. So we got something in common. Let's build on that. Like can turn to love. Love can turn into beyond eternity. Thank you for the heart reaction. Thank you for the reactions. You know, terrible thing to see on the news. Saw it. Nancy Grace. I would say Nancy's hard on this. I say, you know, every newspaper now. They were going to tell you guys now. They're going to tell you now they're letting up on Benoit. Okay, they're letting up the WWE. Triple H is head of it. Vince is under because Vince went through a whole bunch of legal shit. The car crash, the assault cases he has. He's a done fool. He's done. He's been done. All right, Vince is done. But Triple H, you know, the fellow wrestler, Triple H is an ex-wrestler, and he's running the company. He's running the show. You know what? Triple H wrestled Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit actually beat Triple H, Paul Levesque, and Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, at WrestleMania. Don't let me the numbers, guys. I'm not good with numbers. I'll give you a number that'll be pretty fucking close. But I'm not going to get held by the wrestling fans to the T, so... It was WrestleMania, and he beat him in a 3-way title match for the World Heavyweight Championship, I think about 2 years prior to this occurrence. Possibly 2 years, 2 or 3 years, maybe even a little longer than that guy. See, these spaces up to years would give you a trick. You know, would think, well, you know, this happens 2 years ago, it's got, but to this person, it happened yesterday. See, I didn't understand that. You know, I didn't fathom that these events, these traumatic PTSD events in people's lives, it happened 5 years ago. Actually, to them, feel like they happened yesterday. I'm like, yo, you should get over it, dude. It happened 10 years ago, but to them, it happened fucking just yesterday. Real Reviewer, that's why I come on here. I had to come on here. I had to do it for me, for therapy, guys. I need to start thinking right and think about other people and what they're going through. What is wrong with me in my head about my bills? I got to pay my bills. I got to think about my kids. I understand that. But if I take care of other people, maybe my kids, it's something that'll take care of them, you know, but I gotta take care of your own guys first. I know that at all costs. You take care of your own. Why do you think I'm here doing this? But if you can get more so and help others, you need to do it. It's within your power to do it, you do it, or it is a sin for you, sir. It is bad for you. It won't go well with you. But thank you guys. Let me see here for the likes. Let's go on to it. Adam Everywhere. See a rabbi eat a hot dog, bro? Adam Everywhere says, for some reason, they take a bite off each end first. Adam Everywhere says, Chris Benoit was set up. Nice, good luck. Thank you, brother. Appreciate your time. Yeah, they think it's the Kevin Sullivan here, guys, because Nancy Sullivan, his wife, was married to another wrestler called Kelvin Sullivan, who's dabbed in the satanic. See, Nancy, his wife, was once called a manager or escort for a wrestler called Kelvin Sullivan down in Florida back in the Dizzy. And she was like the satanic thing, and she would come out with the fallen angel, all sexy, sleek, with this little dude, Kevin Sullivan. And then it was his wife, and Benoit takes the wife in a wrestling skit that ends up becoming real. And Chris Benoit does take his Kevin's wife for real. It actually happens in the wrestling show, and then it happens in real life. And they get married, and they have the kid, and now you're going to know him for this. You're going to remember him from this. You're going to hear him about this. They're saying Sullivan was there, everyone, because there's beer cans laying everywhere around. And Chris Benoit did not drink beer, or there was no alcohol found in his system, or what have you. So that's one of the reasons. Number 2 is possibly something with the dogs. He tells a couple wrestlers through a text, the doors are locked in an enclosure, and the door's open near the pool, whatever, so that, you know, these dogs are German shepherds, like Blondie with with Adolf. They got tack dogs apparently. So it's not an outside source. You really got to calm those dogs down when it comes to German shepherds. They're very protective. They're there for a reason. Benoit's house was all the way out in the sticks, and nobody knew where it was for a reason. You know, he wanted his privacy. He was really about his privacy, as you could see. So it's really hard for Kevin Sullivan's little dumb ass. Maybe he went on his demon horse and magically went over there and traveled to the middle of nowhere in Georgia. Guys, we can go over top. You know everywhere goes over top. You know I get on that Google Earth, yeah? Fayetteville, Georgia. in the middle of the sticks down a lonely street. There's plenty of YouTubers going on site to this house. This house is lived in. This house is lived in. This is where the man went mad. The mind went damaged. It went sickly. Yeah. People are living. Why don't they demo this house? It's really the creepiest. Not the creepiest. It's fascinating. The Real Rare Reviewer finds the Amityville house, 112 now, probably 118 Ocean. I find all these haunted houses. I find them very, very fascinating. Does the Real Rare Reviewer buy any haunt shit? Maybe. Just ask me. Check my channel. You'll see. But we're going to do some videos. I was thinking of doing another Amityville, guys, but I don't like rehashing things, but these things I'm really heartfelt interested in and know about, I want to talk about. Like, I just heard this really legal interview, guys, about chilling. I didn't plan on doing it live right now, and I just came on and did. I was like, fuck it. Doing a thumbnail, we're going on, we're talking about Chris Benoit and the mindset. You know, because all these wrestlers apparently didn't know his mindset. But William did. His wife did. His wife doesn't travel with him every day. You know, his wife heard something from his wife, Nancy, or there was a brutality here. I think there was an assault or some arrest or something, but Nancy would fight in William Regal's wife. But she had a feeling about Chris Benoit, would not allow him on the property. And we're reading through his interview, but we do got the crime scene photos too, guys. My video is very interesting. I tell you, I interested myself on how he probably, carried this out. But, they're going to get, guys, his father hears about this, right? Like I told you, everybody doesn't believe it, guys. Now, the heartbreaking, guys, there is a documentary, Tales from the Dark Side of the Ring, whatever, but his son, he has another son, guys, from a first marriage that is alive. But he's, man, it's a devastating situation, devastating. My heart goes out to that man. Fuck all that. That's some crazy shit. Give that man some sympathy, But he's treated like an enemy, He's treated like, it's unbelievable. So we have crime scene photos, and on my channel, I really want you to give that a watch, because I really go hard on that, and I go over 6 hours on it. So if you want to sleep to something, I'm just really quiet in there, and I'm just ASMRing these crime scene photos that I got flagged on. Because apparently they're not mine. They're not the public's. Crime scene photos aren't the public's? Then how did they get this on the internet? The cops? They're getting paid from this blood? They can't get paid from that. How come you can get paid from that? That's crazy. People are getting paid. I need to get paid. I'm demonetized, guys. I don't get a dime from these fucking videos. So, I just do it because I got to do it. That's all. I feel the need. Thank you for the 5 likes. Thank you so far. Adam Everywhere, Mr. Mojo Rising. Thank you guys for coming in, shouting a hello. We're talking about Chris Benoit and his mindset and how this happened. So they're saying, like, my point is the mindset of Madman, because his co-workers didn't know he was going mad. Like, he's such a good, like, I know he's a wrestling guy, but he's not known for charisma, guys. He's not known for acting. He's always Chris Benoit. You feel me, guys? It's going to be hard to hide his behavior change. You know what I mean? He does take a last shot here in his last wrestling match, guys. He takes a big knee shot to his skull, flying off the top rope. He's known for a flying headbutt move, head first, into someone's fucking head. Does that sound cool to you? What? All the thousands of children. It's cool to Chris Benoit. He was told not to do it by other wrestlers because it fucks you up, and it fucked him up. What is he, 40? I think he carries this murder out, this familiar side. We're going to listen to another phone call. I'm going to play this phone call. It's very important, this phone call, I think. Now that the Real Reviewer is thinking about and going through this, I think he was 40. But come on, fucking give me his age. Oh, man. They want you to donate. Wikipedia wants you to donate to their site to help them and shit, stay up and do shit. Well, when you just don't put a fucking simple age for me on your little tail of the tape here. They're telling me his debut, how he trained by, all lined up. His weight, his height, his children. There is no just tell me his fucking age. There it is, in parentheses. All fucked up. Aged 40, that's right, 40, guys. All right, he's the last to go. But I want to play this voicemail he sends to another wrestler. It's on Wiki, I'm playing it, so fuck you, YouTube. Ain't fucking nothing to do with you, YouTube. So yeah, Chris Benoit, he leaves this voice message. Reason I want to play this voice message, I've heard it many times, as probably you have if you're in here, because you're really fascinated by Chris Benoit and this whole fucking case. It's something that gets really literally swept under the rug. Like these wrestlers didn't know he was a fucking psychopath. And guys, Chavo was getting phone calls around. Look at wrestlers here. I'm gonna play this voicemail, guys. A wrestler was getting this phone call after Chris Benoit had brutally murdered his wife and was nearly about to do it to his son. And he left a voicemail on a wrestler's voicemail machine, but nobody got back to Chris. And he called back again and left another voicemail, or he called and then left another voicemail. It's his second call he's doing. No one gives a fuck. They know they're staying away or some shit. They don't want. They could have saved. I think they could have saved Daniel easily, guys. And WWE and the wrestlers have a lot to answer for, you know. And Nancy's gonna be pissed. Trust me, dude. Trust me. You couldn't save Nancy, but you could have saved the kid. So yeah, Chavo in the little dark side of the ring. He's like, oh, I think yeah, you should have fucking did something, dumbass. Because he did know something was wrong, guys. He was even saying, he was like, oh, that's weird. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's weird. He's saying that all the time, guys. That's his go-to. He's like, oh, that's weird. Did you guys notice that with Chavo Guerrero, guys, in his interviews? He's like, oh, that's weird. Yeah, something was out of the ordinary. I thought that was weird, but shrugged it off. Yeah, I thought that was weird. It's not like Chris, but shrugged it off. Did you notice that? Yeah, so much fucking regret, right? He didn't do shit. Let's listen to the voicemail. This is Chris is reaching out to fellow wrestlers constantly. They're just like, I guess it's normal Chris, you know, it's just normal Chris, and nothing's wrong. So that's why it's all a surprise. They never knew that. No, guys, you know, they got to know that this is kind of weird. Like, what the fuck? He's not at work and he's leaving voicemails. They say it's how unusual it is that he doesn't travel, you know, on time and doing all this shit. But this whole situation, like I said, is like, you know, funky. I always knew it was funky with these wrestlers in the WWE. You know, it should have buried them, guys. It should have buried them. I was looking at my pops, man, when this shit happened, right? I'm watching this shit. My dad's a huge, just like wrestling fan. I don't understand. Really want to understand how huge the wrestling fan. Like, really. And I thought this is it for him. I thought, you know, my heart was kind of breaking for him because it says something like this is never, ever. They did the tribute show. Guess who was watching it live? Yeah, my dad. I saw him watching it. I didn't give a fuck. You know, I was just fucking too busy, but I knew it was like, I was like, that's it. I was like, that's it. I was like, the steroids are coming out. I was like, everybody, he's fucking nuts. I was like, oh, those, because there was documentaries, guys, coming out before that, I think it was Dark Side, Living with Shadows, or like there was, excuse me, plenty of documentaries about how these wrestlers were really on all sorts of drugs and really strung out on pain and pain pills and dying early and doing crazy shit. There was like Jimmy Fly Snuka there was on that cocaine, and he was like killing girls and stuff. So it was crazy shit, guys. All right, everybody's been dying at 40 or before 40. There's another one. So, you know, you tell me. You know, what kind of industry is this really? You know. So let's play the voicemail. You know, this is a voice message that Chris Benoit left for his wrestling. I don't know who exactly the wrestler is. Maybe somebody could shout out in the chat. I was kind of looking for that to see who this wrestler is exactly. I don't understand why I don't know who he is. Because I know pretty much all those wrestlers from that era. Maybe he's a jobber, right? So this is a voice message left by Chris Benoit for a friend, for Michael Parker. According to the police, guys, listen, the message was left at approximately 1:57 p.m. on Saturday. So his wife's dead on Friday. He killed her on Friday. He wakes up Saturday. Who knows? Who knows if he even sleeps or whatever? Either way, his son is alive. They are suggesting, by timeline, by technology, by everything you can get your hands on, they're saying he's possibly alive when he's leaving these messages to Michael Parker. But his wife is definitely dead. There's no way to save the wife. But there's a way for her death not to be in vain. And that is to go ahead and act on a suspicion, act on anything. Don't the cops say that, guys? If you see something suspicious, you act on it. If you hear something that's out of the ordinary, just act on it. What do you have to lose by reporting something that is out of the ordinary? So why did the wrestlers report anything and is definitely out of the ordinary? You can definitely hear Chavo Guerrero multiple times be like, oh, that's weird, but I just said, nah, forget it. Oh, that was weird, but no. So here, too, Chris, no one will get back to Chris. They has to call twice. So the police report states that Benoit was calling Parker regarding a situation where Parker had allegedly been mistreated in some working relays on June 25th of 2007. Police, well, hold on, because he says he called twice. Hold on. It's a voice message. Give me a second. Play the voice message. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look real quick. It's loud. So, hold on.
I heard I was taking a walk production crews, two guys on the flight home into Atlanta. He said he kind of got shafted over, and that really fucking sucks. But, you know, if there's anything I can do at all, man, please give me a call and let me know. And, you know, fuck, man, you know.
Trying to get, like, captions for it. Like, I'm trying to see a transcript, you know? It's very hard to make out what he says.
Yeah, I'm just talking about, I'm talking to you right now. I don't know what the details are off the top of my head, but I'm as well with you, man. And,
all right, so he, like, my point, I don't think he called twice then, guys. I think I'm mistaken there. I don't see a twice call. So, no. This is one. He calls, he doesn't answer, he leaves his voicemail. Okay, good to go. Even leaving this voicemail is pretty fucking ballsy, guys, wouldn't you think? Zing and Zang 369. Hey, Zing and Zang. Vince McMahon and his business was all brought to light there a few years ago. Yeah, exactly. He's out of the business now, guys. Right? So that's what I was saying earlier. And it's like these wrestlers got to know. They know, because Chavo Guerrero, guys, look at the documentary there on Tubi. It's good, Dark Side of the Ring. And Chavo's always in his interviews. I'll play it right here on YouTube, guys, but they're going to flag me for something that's not mine, apparently. And yeah, he says, oh, that's weird. I got a text, but that was weird, but yeah, you know, forget it. Oh, that's weird. Guys, he gets to the location of the job, right, where this house show is going to happen. And the dude's like, where's Chris, the manager dude or whatever? And Chavo's like, oh, I don't know. He sent me this weird text here. And the dude reads the text, right? Listen, homeboy reads the text from Chavo, and he looks at the text, and he's like, he reads it, he's like, why didn't you tell me this earlier? And you know what Chavo says? Chavo says, I don't know, I was covering for him. You heard me? What I just said? Did you hear what I just said? He knows Chris Benoit. He's known him for years. Okay? This man, everybody... Okay. Should have buried the WWE, guys. These wrestlers are dirty, bro. They're covering, protecting each other, lying. So, of course, they knew Chris was a psychopath, that he did stupid, crazy shit. Even The Miz was like, yo, this motherfucker threw me out in the bathroom for 6 months. Had to get the Undertaker to fucking tell Chris to let him back in the locker room. This motherfucker is deviant, dog. Yo, I went through my stream, guys, and I told you how he carried this out at the house. All right? According to crime scene evidence, we went through it all. I have no autopsy. I don't need autopsy. I got the sister, y'all. If you listen to the sister's in this house right after the murder. She's walking through the fucking house. She's actually on the same computer that Chris Benoit was on, searching the most efficient way on how to break a neck. This man does himself very thought out. Is it a madman? Or is it really like, is it a mad mind or a mad man? You know, that's what I want to know. Because a mad mind can really be creative and genius. But at the same time, yes, it can be dangerous if that genius and creativity is let out in the wrong way. But a madman is very ragey. I heard he was breaking shit at some point. Not during this murder, guys. Unfortunately, the house was spotless. He's not breaking. This is no rage here. You know what it is? Concentrated rage on his wife. No rage for his child. And really rage for, not really rage for himself. Just get it done for himself. You know, like a job, like always. You know, his body didn't mean shit to him because really he was just keeping it good to break it. You know, he's just trying to drag it along. So it's all for show. But he's breaking inside apparently, huh? But the wrestlers didn't know it, guys. There's a last wrestling. Guys, I watch a lot of this shit, all right? So I did. Now I'm doing my own. I have enough knowledge now to put it on my own. To put it all together. Talk about it freely without having to look shit up. So anyways, there's this good documentaries, guys, on his last matches on Chris Benoit. This guy goes through his matches, which is really good, respect to him. But I know a lot more that could have been done with what he's, you know, anyways, that's what I'm doing it. So, and there's this end part. He does mention when Benoit does this flying headbutt, guys, the CTE is going to be, this is going to be concussions are going to be a really big discussion here in this point. I'm gonna carry that a little bit, not carry it, but if it goes there, it goes there. But he jumps off, and the last match he ever fought, because a few days going on, he's gonna be home, and he's gonna be there for the weekend, and he's a show. I think on like Saturday. Saturday is a show, so he's gonna be. This last match is like Wednesday. He'll fly home, be there Thursday, probably get there, relax, go to sleep, wake up Friday. Okay, now it's all gonna start Friday. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Find him Monday. All right, should be at wrestling show on Saturday. He should be back at work at Saturday. So he has a few days off. Okay, spend with his family, and this is how he spends it. Okay, but I go through a lot of shit that on my video and my channel that is not asked or told to you just by crime scene and what we know here. Yeah, you can really tell a lot. So, you can tell really this man. So what about that voicemail we reviewed? Why did you play it and, you know, not talk about it?
Especially last couple weeks, months. True guys, anything I can do at all, man. Please. One production crews, true guys on the flight home into Atlanta, so you kind of got shafted over. And
All right. What I was doing, guys, sorry, my ear hurts. My ear hurts. I've heard this voicemail a lot, okay, that he leads to his friend Michael Parker. It's on YouTube, but I'm listening to it on Wiki real quick. The reason I'm listening to it because the kid's still alive. And I know he's got to be around his son, or even if, like, even if she's, like, even if his wife's dead, they time it by forensics, right? All right. What I'm saying is, I'm not like an expert on audio. That's for sure. I'm not an expert on audio. Not at all. But I'm done. I'm not even gonna mention it. But that is why I think he's around his son somewhat. I mean, I don't think he's too far. His son's got to be alive. They're saying his son's alive at this time. They got time of death, right? They got time of death for Daniel. So, what do you think? I hear something in this audio. That's what I'm saying. I'm not an audio expert. I have no equipment. I have the only proof is the audio itself. There is like a slight. So I want you to play this audio. I'm on Wiki with it though. I got an iMac 2009. What I do is shot up because I have a feeling about this audio that Daniel, if he's alive, was going to be heard. We're going to hear something. So there'll be inconsistencies in the audio. There'll be consistencies in the audio, and there'll be inconsistencies in the audio. So what I want to do is stop focusing on Chris Benoit and try to decipher his voice and look at the call that way, right? Look at the call as trying to decipher what kind of mind state he's in. We know what's going on. just by the evidence and everything we know, right? After the fact. We know what's going on. So this is a 157 on Saturday. Nancy's dead on Friday. Daniel's dead on Saturday later. They say that he's possibly alive. Okay. Take that into account. Dead or alive, whatever. Take the audio on its own and on his voice message. Now, you're taking a big chance on leaving a voice message when you don't have to. Okay? That's why I'm telling you WWE and the wrestlers are responsible for saving Daniel's life. And I'm going to tell you why. You're not saying cover up. Thanks for the 6 likes. Thank you. But what bothers me is they should have buried them, how they handled it. And the wrestlers knew a lot more sooner it would have been done. They could have saved this child. And William Regal goes into that. He says on the Sunday here in this interview that, thank you for the 7 likes, on this interview that he's told his wife on, I never heard this before until today, guys. That's why I came on. I'm like, well, that reaffirms my suspicions. William Regal, with this interview, affirms it even further, that he told his wife to even go over to Chris's house on Sunday to check, because it's not like him to be showing up like this. And she said no. All right, so she already knew what was up. And then he goes by JBL on the way to the interview. And JBL's like, you don't think he did it, did you? And that's why he says he acts the way he does during his interview, Mr. Regal, because that was in his head. But his wife already had a notion that Chris was capable of atrocity. So, and she didn't want to go over there to check on Nancy or a kid. She was a few, you know? Man, it's like, I would have been like, to my wife would have been like, hey, listen, go, don't check on Chris then. Just check on, you're checking on Nancy and Daniel, please. That's what I'd say. I'd say, well, wow, but she really saved her own life possibly, right? Because Chris was alive possibly on Sunday night. He was alive, and he possibly at that time, she could have ran into him. That wouldn't have turned out too well. Not at all. Not at all. He wasn't, you know what's funny about this? He ain't going to jail, huh? You don't want to go to jail? No? He doesn't want to go to jail? Why doesn't he just kill his wife and go to jail? That's how we got to understand a mad mind or a madman. What drove this man? Was he just a madman or was it just his mind? Was his mind mad? What was wrong here? You kill I get it. But listen, the voicemail, listen to the voice message. You turn it up very, very loud. You're going to play it. And in the beginning of the call, I have no time on this. I don't give a shit. I'm letting you do it and see if I'm stupid or not. Or if it's just an audio bug. And I'm chalking it up to the audio bug. That if an audio, I'm pretty sure this is already, the audio is already picked apart by an audio expert. And they amplified the background noise over Benoit's voice, yes? Or is it the trick to listen to Benoit's voice more and amplify his voice more and drown out the background noise? Because we're trying to decipher what his mind state is. I already know what his fucking mind state is. Thanks for the 7 likes, guys. Appreciate you there. Zing and Zang, Adam everywhere, Mr. Mojo. Sorry about that. My kids are just playing a game, and I gotta get them microphones so they can talk on their little Fortnite. They have to yell to the other rooms. It's funny. I like hearing their voices, though. Yep, all about voices around here. So that's why I want you to play it real loud. So if you play it in the beginning, there's no background noise at all, really. There's nothing significant in the background. So you're just going to listen to Chris Benoit's voice. But as the call plays and you get a little bit further, there's going to be some kind of wailing in the background. Yes, I said it. Wailing in the background. Yes, I said it. Wailing in the background. It happens about 4 times. I think it happens about 4 times, no more. No more. And then Benoit, the first time it happens, guys, I want you to notice. I want you to play the call. Listen to me quick. I want you to play the call, all right? Listen to Benoit, but he's going to stop for a sec. There's going to be the first hesitation that you hear Benoit in that call. There's like a hesitation. You got maybe you listen to it 2 or 3 times, guys, but there's a hesitation. And once you hear a tiny bit of hesitation, that's when the wailing starts. And then he keeps talking, and the wailing happens for about 4 times. I think 4 times, and it happens about in between. I don't know, guys. It varies in between. I'm sorry. I can't knock that down. About 4, 3 at most. 4 at most, 3 at least. All right. And then he stops again, but he looks like he stutters, like he loses concentration on the call. You'll notice it, and that's when he's doing. It sounds like sounds like he's doing something to stop it, and then it stops all the way through, and you never hear it again. So that's it. And Daniel's supposed to be alive, guys, at this time of the phone call. Check me on that. Blast it up. You got headphones. Real Review doesn't. I don't have any headphones. I have an iMac 2009. I chalk it up. And that's it. It probably is the audio glitch, but if it's an audio glitch, you continuously hear it in the background constantly be there. I'm not an audio expert, but I know what I hear. And what the fuck? I know what's happening in the background. Like, right? He's around his son. His wife, they say, is dead on Friday. Can't be her wailing. Who the fuck is wailing? Is he wail? I don't know. I didn't ask the sister what Daniel does. Does he wail? Is he looking at his mother? I don't fucking know any of this. Does he have a form where he wails, or he's playing and then he will hum or something, or do a hum? I mean, ask her. I can't ask the sister, guys. I'm a real reviewer. I'm here. I don't have her on my podcast. Chris Jericho had her for 2 fucking hours, and he was asking the stupidest shit ever. So what do you want from me? She was telling him the cool shit. She's telling him the shit we want to know. He wasn't asking the questions to get it out of her. She's very voluntary with this information. What happened? She was in the house right after the murders and walked around. She's on the same computer. Really, guys, she's there where the body was laid right out in front of her own sister. Yeah, I've been there, guys, with own family members laid out and you walking around. Yeah. That's what the real reviewers should be doing, true crime as a living. Because I had to live this shit every day, and I still got to. How about you? All right? How about this family? So she's got balls, man. She's a strong woman. She go in that house, wants to find out the truth. She wants to. But imagine going in that gym. That gym is, wow. The real reviewer, these people should never be admired or looked up to at all. That's not the point of any of this. The point is, it takes certain things to do certain things. That's all. And some people, I'm glad I don't have it. Aren't you? I'm glad I never want to, know to have it. I'm cool with that. A self-defense case is different than a murder case. Okay, guys? It's a different feeling when you kill in self-defense, or you just kill for wanton. It's not the same thing. So play the audio. Anybody tell me what that little howling or moaning is in the background 3 or 4 times. And then it stops when he gets distracted again and stutters and kind of stops it, and then you never hear it again. It's not an audio inconsistency. I hope it is. But you need an audio expert on that fucking voicemail. Is that the only voicemail? No. There's other voicemails. But we don't have those. Where are they? Don't have everything. We'll never have everything. But we should have enough. And that is enough. Where is Daniel? He's supposed to be alive. And if he's not, and that's not, that he's, what, is he dead? Because he should be around his dad. Where is he? Okay, sorry about that, guys. I got a phone call, so we're back in here. That's, all right, cool. Yep. Ooh. So, yes, that voicemail, play that back. Let me know what you think about that. Is there possible wailing, or is it just an audio defect? And the thing is, it's the only really voicemail we have available to the public, I think. I don't know any other voicemails, guys. Send them my way if you have another voicemail for the Chris Benoit case that was left, but I don't have another one. This is intriguing. Very intriguing to hear that in the background. So this picture here, guys, I'm going to visit this website real quick. I didn't know that they're telling us, wow, you can see inside the house. Beautiful. So what they're saying here, right, in this photo, is that this is where the body's at. My other video that I have my channel at 6 hours, I've been thinking the body's back here the whole time. It just, I guess, how do they say that? How do they know that? Is that blood on the wall? What is that? Looking for these pictures. I like. It's the house. You can go there on Google Earth. Usually, guys, I do go on Google Earth to go there, but you know what? What is there to see? You know, it's inside, which is what we have. So here's inside now. Remodeled, it looks like. Yeah, it was remodeled to some degree. Some of the newer pictures, huh? Yeah, definitely remodeled. It's gonna be the son, Chris, in the house. Right? Good. All right. So Regal here is, as like I said, his wife. Occasionally I've been to this house, and occasionally it's a little how we do each other. He'd move out. He talks very. So the house and all these terrible things happened, and I didn't even know where it was. I knew it was not far from where I lived, as far as probably another 6 miles away. So I'm not sure because I still don't know where it is. Really? Still don't? So what's interesting too, guys, there is a note. Okay. Benoit acquired a diary. He didn't acquire it. It was given to him as a gift or whatever by his whatever family, where it was right in it about after his friend died. Now his dad, there's supposed to be a self-destruction note in one of these Bibles or whatever, given to his dad or died, whatever, given to the wife or whatever. They have a note. I don't know where the note is, so I want to read the note. And the dad won't read the whole note. He's reading contents of the note, but why? Anyways, but these wrestlers, like I said, know more. They knew more, and I do believe Daniel was alive at the time of this phone call to Michael Parker. I do believe. Let me Google it if they think you didn't know that. Was Daniel alive at 2 p.m.? That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna ask Google, was Daniel Benoit alive at 2 p.m.? All right. If he's alive, let's see what time let's see what time they have him dead at. Okay, guys, this is very important because that voicemail. Okay, they're bringing us right back to his Benoit's own profile. There's possible motives: steroids, CTE, anger, jealousy, rage, demonic, third party. There's all kinds of theories, right? There's all kinds of possibilities. Accident. I can't see. What am I doing here? Oh my gosh, I was looking at. Whoa. All right, so let's look at his brain. This is interesting. So this is his brain. This is your brain on drugs. No, this is your brain not on drugs. So this is his normal brain, and this is Chris Benoit's brain. Advanced CTE shrinks the brain. It looks like, wow, it looks so discolored. That's scary. I don't want to even look at that no more. Is that really what's going on in his fucking head then? That could change his mood for sure. I definitely think brain injuries can do that. Brian Maxey. Hey, Brian. Hi, Brian. Talking Chris Benoit. 8 likes, thanks. Thank you, guys. Fuck, why don't we have streams on Mr. Chris Benoit? This shit is damn interesting. But that voicemail, what was it? When is he alive, guys? What time is Daniel's time of death? Does anybody have Daniel's time of death? Brian Maxey, Chris Benoit, the wrestler, murdered familicide his whole family. Murdered his whole family, his wife and his kid, in this house. So we are talking about it. I got a 6-hour video on the crime scene, guys. There is crime scene. How I think Chris Benoit carried this out as far as Nancy and his son. She is going to be found up here in this room. Now they say the body's here, but there is blue. Like it looks like there's red here on the wall. See? It looks like some kind of red. So if her body is here, that supposedly it was a Oh yeah, it's got to be like a little beating there, and there was a strangulation of tenseness. So it was pretty brutal. But it looks like some red smearing here. Like that wouldn't be like marker, would it? Because there is a picture here, but they're not writing on this wall, right? In red. There's like a drip here, or some splash, or some drip. But the body's supposed to be here. I thought it was going to be found here behind the desk. I don't know. We don't have that exact shot. But this is going to be his home. His wife is there, and you will have pictures of his son's room with, you know, there's plenty of on YouTube. But I have to say, there's a whole video on that. Sorry. So, yeah. So I kind of want to keep it to his mindset and try to cover a different angle as far as the wrestlers. I believe the wrestlers, his co-workers, knew a lot more, and they could have possibly saved Daniel, his son, from the hands of his own father in time. This is one of the last photos taken of Chris Benoit. This will be at the doctor's office. He will go home shortly thereafter on Friday. This is on a Friday. He's got a show. He's got a job, guys, to show up on TV on Saturday. He goes to the doctor to get his usual prescriptions and steroids, you know, per usual. The doctor will later be arrested and jailed. He will later die from natural causes. But Benoit here, it's the last picture ever taken of him. A fan saw him at that doctor's appointment on Friday and took this final picture. So the cops are saying that, you know, he's not, look at this shit up here. What are we looking at? Oh my God. Let's stay like that. That's even, what the fuck? So yeah, imagine that. That's probably what was going down. Anyways, the point is that that's the last photo of Chris Benoit ever taken at his doctor's office. And he would shortly go home and have a barbecue with his son and wife, and then supposedly kill, brutally, up in that room that I showed you, his wife, in a very brutal fashion. And then he will kill his son, and there is pictures of him, of the bed and all that. And I say how we could actually see the outline of his son's body in the bed. So that is a very interesting video. It's on my channel. Please check it out. I go really hard on these crime scene photos. But right now, we're just going to cover the state of mind. 8 likes. Thank you for the 8 likes, guys. I'm talking Chris Benoit. The state of mind. I do want to cover... You know what, guys? I know the Real Reviewer does a lot of videos. We do crime scenes. We do crimes, and we try to solve it. You know, but this is something I'm just, like, interested in. That's all. I'm very fascinated. And what fascinates me the most, I think, about this whole little thing here would have to be the way he did himself in. There's nothing magnificent, so to speak, about, you know, the actions. The only thing that impresses upon me would have to be how he, well, how does he use a computer? Okay, he uses a computer, because I'm kind of getting fed up with all these... Anyways, I'm going to play this audio one more time. I'm interested in the audio. Guys, I'm going to go to the audio on YouTube. All right? And the Real Reviewer is going to try to put his theory to the test. Is that moaning in the background? Is that Daniel? Is that something I want to hear? That I'm tricking my ears to hear? There was always a sense I had that in this voicemail, there's going to be something in the background. And I don't know why the background noise is not amplified. I'm going to do on YouTube, I'm going to do Chris Benoit last voicemail. We only have one voicemail, I believe, and that's going to be from this. All right? Oh, no, it's Chavo. No, this is it. It's only Michael Parker, guys. There's other voicemails left on Chris Benoit to other wrestlers, but we never have them. We don't have them. We don't have them. Here you go, guys. He talks for a minute. What is it, minute 10? I want to...
Parker, this is Benoit again. It's from 5 to 2 in the afternoon.
Okay, right in the beginning, like, so listen, this noise, any noise that you hear from this phone call, I want you to put this phone call in perspective, this voice message. It is 2007. He's at his house, okay? He's nowhere else, all right? He's at his home, okay? Supposedly, his kid is alive. His wife is dead, where I showed you. In the house, and his wife and his kid is alive. Now, I hear like a TV of sorts. It sounds like a TV, but I don't think, because when they come in the house here, I don't think they find a TV on. The crime scene photos don't show a TV on. So that's the thing, guys. If the TV's on, what is he listening to? WWE wrestling? Like, what is... Guys, listen to me real quick. He's at his house. The news, like, there's no news about him, so he's not watching news about himself because nobody's reporting this. Why is he watching the TV, though? To see if anybody's going to report him? Like, is everybody going to report him missing? Or why is... Guys, he's watching TV. So that's my point about this phone call, this voice message. It's very vital to the background noise. I want to know what the fuck I'm hearing in the background. Like, what is he doing? Is he listening to TV? Is he watching wrestling? Is he waiting for, like, a news report to come up about himself? Obviously, if it's not Daniel we're hearing in the background, that noise, his son, then it's a TV. Then it's like, okay, where is he in the house? There is a remote here, I think. I think there's a crime scene with the remote. Is he sitting on the fucking couch? Fuck out of here. Hold on, guys. We're going to the crime scene. Fucking A. Hold on, y'all. It's on YouTube. There's the crime scene photos on YouTube. You say he's sitting on the... I thought... Come on, y'all. What's that noise in the background of the voice messages? Only voice messages are released to us. I want to know more. Chris Benoit crime scene photos, guys. I'm going to look through these photos because it's on the one that I did. Here it is. I'm going to mute this shit. And there's a picture of a remote. And he's sitting by a couch. Is that the psyche of a madman? Is that a fucking mind of a madman? Watching TV. Where is he watching it? So, give me a second. Excuse me. It's here somewhere. Guys, gotta search these crime scene photos in the Chris Benoit house. Because there's this photo I'm looking for of a couch with a TV remote. So if he's in the house, he's got access to a TV. He's got to be watching the TV. That's how you're going to get your information, really. Yeah, he's on the computer Googling, but it's not like that with news and wrestling. It's going to be all over the TV. So is that a TV that's on? Would it be on for him or for Daniel? Daniel's supposed to be alive at this time. Thanks for the 9 likes, guys. Alright, guys, I can't get to this photo. It's here. It's somewhere here, guys. I remember seeing a photo of a couch with a remote. So what he's doing is sitting there. Still looking. It's here. If my mind serves me correctly. Wait, okay, so first off, guys, here's one of them. So where the TV's going to be, guys. This makes sense. Watch. So he makes a phone call to Michael Parker. There's a voice message. There is a remote here. This is his home gym where he'll do himself. He'll self-destruct here. He loves the gym, they say. And there's a remote and there's a TV in this gym. There's a TV right over here. So he's watching TV either in this voice message down in this gym leaving the voice message, or he's up next to Daniel, because who is that noise in the background? It's not the audio. It's a TV. It's a TV or it's Daniel. There's the remote. And there's a TV. So he's watching TV. There's another one though, guys. There's another one who's on a couch. There's a beer can next to it. So I want to find that one for you. That's going to be Daniel's room. It's going to be a knife under the bed. He thought about stabbing him, but changed his mind. Too messy. I'm looking for there's a photo of a couch and there's another remote. So he's either here in his gym. I think he's in his gym when this voice message is left and the TV is playing and he's listening to the news or he's watching wrestling. I mean, I was thinking that. I was like, he's got to be watching wrestling. Isn't there a pay-per-view? They're saying he's dead before the pay-per-view plays on pay-per-view. Did he order the pay-per-view? You know, did he even order it? Are they going to tell us that? Why don't they tell us that? Why don't I can't get his cable bill? What? That's not relevant, right? That's not relevant to the case. Well, in what case? He's dead. So there's no, there's nothing. Nothing else to get, guys. We're all dead. So, but yeah, the TV's on. It's up to us to decipher that call, that voice message. The TV is on. Either he's listening and watching TV and this voice message is Michael Parker, or his son is in the background playing with his toys and he's just making noise. I don't know if the son is meant to make random noises when he plays with his toys. Some kids do that, like a moaning or like a noise constant. So there's a noise in this message to Michael Parker and it disappears after a couple of seconds, or yeah. It's like he looks somewhere and shoos the noise. Still looking for that photo. But wow. I mean, this has to be the mind of, you don't want to go in this mind. It's like The Cell. Only Jennifer Lopez can hop in this fucking mind. Saying a lot. Ben Affleck. And then I was saying about like a lot of things here, guys. I was showing the imprint, possibly of Daniel here on the bed. So they take the body off the bed, but you could see the imprint here of his head and his hand and his arm, and just outlined here. And that's in my video of the crime scene photos. So it's interesting. They take the body right off. And there's kind of like, it looks now, I'm looking like some sort of stain. It looks like some kind of liquid or whatever. But anyways, that voicemail. Let's go. Right there. Then the noise starts. See it? You can hear from here. Stops. No more. No more. That's it. There it is. I want you to play that voice now. It is a moaning or sound of a TV wailing. So it's all quiet. And when he stops the first time, you'll notice he's going to lose concentration on the call for a second, on the voice message, and then the noise will start. And then he keeps talking, and then he loses concentration again, like he draws off, and then noise stops. And you never hear it again. And it happens 3 times, it sounds like. 3 times. Two of them are very loud. So you just turn up the voice message and you focus on Benoit, on his voice, sure. But I want you just to focus, if there's anything that pops out, like all of a sudden loud and consistent, it's not an audio problem, because it would be consistent throughout the call. It's not consistent. So there you go. What is that? And there's no audio expert to enhance the background noise, right? This person says Nancy was already dead. Yeah, Nancy was already dead, but Daniel was alive. That's my point. So in the background, it's either going to be Daniel playing with his toys making noise, or Daniel, period, in the background making noise, or it's going to be a TV. So I want to know what that background noise is, that moaning, that wailing in the background. Whatever that is, I'd like to know, because I'm interested, because Daniel was alive and he's leaving voicemails to other wrestlers, and they're not doing shit about it. It's not like Benoit. They're all saying that. It's not like him, but fuck it. And the dude, he gets to the show, and Chavo's like showing John Leonidas, the man, he's showing him the text, and he's like, hey, why didn't you fucking tell me? He's like, oh my God, why didn't you tell me? He's like, this is bad. So, and it was bad. It was horrible. See, all the focus on this is on Chris Benoit's voice itself and what he's saying and how he sounds. None of the focus is on the background noise and knowing that Daniel was alive when Chris is leaving this voice message and Nancy is indeed dead. So they're focused on how he's talking when his wife is dead, when he killed her so brutally. But you're not focused on the background noise and that Daniel's alive and or he's watching TV. And it's like, I'm more interested too, if it's Daniel, fine. But I'm more interested if it's the TV, guys. Because if he's sitting there watching, I was always interested in him watching TV. What is his mindset? Like a madman, and if you're a madman, you'd probably watch yourself on TV. Like he'd be watching, literally ordering the pay-per-view and watch it and then go down in the basement and do it. Like, is WWE going to tell you that, guys? Is the cops going to tell you that Chris Benoit was watching wrestling and watching fucking the news on his TV? What do you think he was doing all weekend? Besides searching how to break his fucking neck off. And killing his family. What do you think he was doing? So, yeah. Did he order the pay-per-view? I always wondered that. It's not even a sarcastic question. I'm not trying to be funny thing, I'm not even trying to be funny. I really think he was wondering what they were going to do, how they were going to replace him, guys. He's never called into work before. Did you know that? He's never called into work before. Did you see that? Did you see him react? He's normal then. You see? Now we're getting to the mind of a madman. Is he mad or not? Well, apparently, doesn't seem so. Doesn't seem so by those actions, guys. It does not seem so. I know his father wants to believe the CT. I know I didn't say concussions ain't good. It won't fuck you up. But what is up with that, He's still like, was he watching? Gotta be like, so they said he dies on Sunday. Imagine this. Imagine the cops say, TMZ's there, whatever, it didn't exist, but the cops, they said, listen, did you get Chris Benoit's phone records from the house? He said, yes, we got his phone records, yes, we do. Like, I'm a reporter over there. Like, I'm a fucking reporter. Why can't I ask the question? Like, is somebody gonna do, like, it's not relevant? I'm sorry, it's relevant to me, though. I'm gonna raise my hand and say, yes, sir. I say, yes, the Real Man Reviewer for the Real Man Reviewer channel, Captain, Asshole. Yes, go ahead, Real Man Reviewer. Yes, thank you. Sheriff, my question is, I know you said Chris Benoit died on the Sunday. Now, wasn't the pay-per-view on the Sunday? Am I correct on that? And he'd be like, yes, apparently it was. I'd be like, so was he watching the pay-per-view on TV? Do you know if he ordered anything on TV, like ordered the pay-per-view? See, I'm laughing because it is a weird question, right? You're like, well, I don't know how that's relevant. It is to the case. Because he fast? He never called into work before, right? As far as I know. So I want to know if he wanted to know how it was going to end. Like, was the company be okay with replacing him and who they're going to place him with? So I would believe he would wait to do himself in to see that happen. And that's my mind philosophy for this man. That everything being like, I'm thinking that now. Really am. That he sat around watching TV. Daniel's alive when he's leaving this Michael Parker voicemail. So it could be very well Daniel sitting there playing with his toys, and then he's fucking watching the TV. It's a TV we hear, or it's Daniel in the background. It's background noise. It's not audio noise or distortion, because it would actually be consistent through the whole call. You would hear it periodically and obviously through the whole call. This thing only happens a little bit of the call and then it stops and never happens again. And it's loud. There's 2 times it's really loud over Benoit's voice. It gets so loud over Benoit's voice that he has to pay attention to it, and then he starts to drift off. So whatever you guys say, I would love to hear it. I mean, that voicemail is the only voicemail released to the public when Chris Benoit is doing all this. We just hear of everything else. We don't actually hear it. But I was always wondering that about the voicemail. It's really unnecessary. You're really giving he's never called off work before, guys. It's the first time he's ever done it in 30 fucking years or whatever. He's never called off work. You understand that? So he's like calling other wrestlers, like all nervous, trying to see what's up. Like, what do I do here? How do I act? That's his biggest concern is the job, is how they're gonna replace him. No, not the murder itself either. You can see that it's about the job, about how they replace him, who they're gonna get to, you know. And I'm telling you, he's gonna wait to do himself in. I bet you he's down there watching it on that TV, and as soon as he knows who replaces him and everything's good, he's gonna go ahead and finish it. Mark my fucking words. This guy is all about his job. But nobody wants to see that mindset. They want to call him a madman. He's just walking around, pacing around his fucking house. Nah, man, this motherfucker was sitting down chilling, drinking some brews, drinking some wine. Motherfucker was watching TV. What the fuck is wrong with you? Searching the computer. Okay, guys, here it is. You think the real river is full of shit, huh? So a year ago, somebody on YouTube on this audio heard it. They say Lloyd_J_RI Spark from a year ago on this voicemail, guys. Before you call me stupid and leave, right? Of course you do. I see it all. I should have everybody holding here because it's like, wow, this guy's onto something. Yeah. No. Clickbait. Who is he? He's a nobody. I'm somebody, bitches. So, yo. So is these people. There's definitely something. So are you. You're somebody. There's definitely something odd going on in the background. It's fucking told you guys. Like something being dragged and a groan and a sudden change in Chris's voice. It's like someone has a gun to his head. But see, he's got it all wrong. See? That's not what that is. So he's trying to do conspiracy with that. See, he's trying to clickbait you. He's got 27 likes on that comment. I only got 9 likes on the video. So he clickbaits with that from a year ago. Yeah, he did it. He said it. He's got found it before me. He noticed it before me, but he's using it as clickbait. He's using his knowledge, his power as clickbait, as lies. It's like someone has a gun. It's not that. I told you what it could only be. Because by forensics, his wife should be dead, according to the police. So it can't be her moaning. So it's fucking, exactly, it's her. Somebody says, this is not the original recording. It was recorded for broadcast at the police station. That's why you hear noise on the tape. It's from the station. What the fuck? Shut the fuck up. No. Negative. And even if it is, shut the like, look at this. Oh, that's so pronounced, guys. You can't deny that. There's a groan or a TV of some kind of it sounded like a groan when I first heard it, and I'm going with my instinct. And that's it. I don't know if it's Daniel in the background playing with his toys and he make noise while doing it, but he's something Chris is addressing on the phone in this voicemail in the background. And there will always be evidence of something. You just got to know where to look. And you got to be looking in the first place. So that's where I look. And guess what you find? Look, and you shall find. There you go. So, is he watching TV? Is he watching his pay-per-view? Is he watching, news programs? Is he trying to see if they're going to notice or somebody's going to catch on to him being missing? But he's not missing. He's in constant contact. So that's right. No news report. So he's not watching TV? Whatever. This one says all 3 murdered. Huh. See? This says 20 seconds in, someone in the background, female says, get off me. 24 seconds, a whine. 25 seconds, sounds like a female cough, choking. 29 seconds, another whine of distress. So the audio there, guys, this voicemail is going to tell us, wow. Here it is, this is where we do the videos. His wife wouldn't have been able to speak. Her mouth was taped. She was gagged. She could have been moaning. But it sounds like a TV, see? Person says it sounds like a TV. Sounds like he's watching something to get off on. Very bizarre. No, he's watching TV. He's watching from wrestling. You can hear people in the background. Maybe the murderers. See, there's people in the background. There's things in the background. No, it's not the police station because you would hear it consistently throughout the voicemail, guys. You see, where is he in the house when he leaves this voicemail? I told you it would be just 2 places with a remote that I see.
I'm stuck on one production crews, crew guys on the flight home into Atlanta. So he kind of got shafted over, and that really fucking sucks. But, you know, if there's anything I could do at all, man, please.
Okay. So I know what I think it is. But the only thing that Chris is going to be looking like that, like it sounds like he's looking over at something when that noise comes in, guys, and it's loud, it's his son. So it's basically his son playing or his son's there and he's just watching him. And I know but that's the truth. Okay? And that's it. That's what it is. It's his son. And the only thing Chris is going to break attention for a voicemail like this at this time for anything but his son. Okay? He's going to turn his head for his son. He's going to look for his son. He's got his son in eye shot. You yes man believe he's got his son in eye shot. So fuck all you that say it's not. No, Nancy's dead. He's watching his son. He's taking care of him to the end. And that's it. Okay? So that's his son. His son's voice on the voicemail. At 20 seconds it starts, and then it ends.
Give me a call and let me know, and, you know, nothing.
Right there. When he starts to stutter, it stops. It sounds like mama. It really does sound like mama. Let me play it again.
Nothing changed.
Hold on, it's before that.
Give me a call and let me know, and, nothing changed.
It's mama. How do you say mama? Did he say mama? Did he say mama? I think it's mama. Yeah. Is that how Daniel says mama? Does anybody, I mean, his sister's got to know. The sister's... You want to hear her nephew on that phone call? It says mama. He's saying mama. Did you hear that? So that's Chris's kid in the background, the voicemail, saying mama. Let's play it again. There it is. Mama, he's crying and shit or something. It's fucking weird. That's very disturbing.
Call and let me know, and nothing changed the experience.
Yeah, he's touching the son. He's telling the son he's suing him. Yes, his son saying mama or something. There it is. There it is. Wow. That's crazy.
Give me a call and let me know, and,
Wow, he's saying mama. Mama. Is that how he said mom? How did he say, how did little Daniel say mama? I think it was mama. So it's mama, like that. Like mama. Mama. Better write it down. Mama, like that. Mama. Like he's saying that. Is that how he said mom? Does his sister know that? Let's see. How did Daniel Benoit say the word mom? Maybe his sister like documented it. I can get it from something. So, nothing on that. Yeah, we gotta ask his sister how he's the aunt. How he said mama. He says mama. So that's in the voicemail. That's creepy shit. I'm gonna...
But, if there's anything I can do at all, man, please give me a call and let me know, and,
Get up, mama? Say get up? Get up, mama. Is it get up, mama? I think he said get up. He might be on the phone. Is there an office phone where he killed her? He might have. Yeah, he might have walked in or something. Where's this phone? He's on the office phone. I took the crime scene photos in the office where he killed his wife. We're there now. I remember seeing. There's a desk here. Remember the desk. It's crime scene photos. Going back. There's a desk with all the crime scenes. Here it is. See, there's a phone on the desk. I think he had a portable phone. Yep, there's a phone on the desk. It's a portable, but it's gone. But it should be laying here somewhere. Take it around the house back in the day. Yeah, there's a phone in there, but it's gone. There it is. That's that picture I was going to show you. I found it. Here. So this picture here. So he's sitting here, and he's got a remote. So he's either sitting on the couch here, watching TV, or in his gym. So there's two remotes. This is like half off, like somebody placed it, see? And the other one's on his gym. So he's watching either TV here or in his gym. So he's like a beer or whatever. Yeah.
Can I find this guy? Spider-Man guy. Can I find him?
What's that? I got you. Did I accept it? You did? No. I just sent it. You'll see if he accepts it. All right, I just wanted to jump, guys, at 8:17. All right. It's 8:17 p.m., guys, but that's the photo I wanted you to see, the other one. So there's two remotes in two different places that they photographed. So he loves the gym. He's probably watching TV in his home gym. It's either the TV or it is Daniel. It sounds exactly like Daniel. It is. That's it. It's Daniel. Saying mom. Oh, he's crying for his mom. All right. Look at the audio starting at 20 seconds, and it'll start. He's crying for his mom. So we have Daniel crying for his mom on the voicemail. And it could have saved his life, guys, by just listening to the voicemail, just like I did in 2007, whatever. 2009. What is it? 2007, I believe. Kind of want to forget those days, don't we? And 2007, yeah. All right, guys, I think I'm done with the stream because I want to do another one. I'm going to do another crime, unknown one. And we're going to I want to thank everybody for joining me here in the stream about the psyche, the madman. I told you, more just by that voicemail, Daniel saying mama and being alive, is it a madman? He's just really in control. He's doing everything to a T. I don't think we should be fooled. A mad mind or a madman? Shit.